3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to the ANT podcast.
There it is.
I'm E.
I'm T, and it's been a while. Feel like I don't even know you.
Me.
Yeah, you. I don't even know you.
See you every day of my life.
Yeah, I mean, we see each other, but we don't see each other. We don't talk to each other. We a little bit here and there. I don't really know what's going on. What's going on? What's new
I
with you?
usually tell you updates about my
You
day.
do. You give me, I mean, we have a better relationship than I would think the average parent and teenager. I think. Oh, well, what do you think? Rate our relationship on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being, I cannot wait. I cannot be in the same room with this person. It is physically uncomfortable. And 10 being, I really think, not only is he my parent, he's my best friend.
I'm not best friend.
So we're not at a 10. I wouldn't
Like a
expect it to
7?
be.
7.5?
Oh, that's pretty good. A 7.5. What's your favorite thing about me?
I don't know.
We didn't plan for this. This is what they call a cold open. Like nobody knows what's happening. Dive right into it.
Favorite thing?
Yep.
I know.
7.25.
Hey!
Down to a 7. Not going
that
well.
You're really cool.
That I'm cool. I'm the cool dad. Nobody ever says I'm the cool. Like I got my beanie
All
hat
my
on.
friends
'cause I'm
think you're
cold
cool.
in the house. They do?
Yeah, they think you're the cool dad.
Which friends? Because
Oh.
then I'll invite them all over.
I don't know. All my friends, like Ava.
Like no
Claire.
sleep till Brooklyn?
Yeah.
No sleep till Brooklyn thinks I'm cool. What about Tenny?
Tenny,
Did she ever respond to our voicemail? She didn't respond to me on the voicemail.
I don't think so.
She never even said anything. She never even said,
Maybe
"Hey,
she doesn't check
Abby,
her
your
voicemail."
dad called my voicemail."
No.
She did. Oh, you would think she'd have mentioned it. I'm really skeptical as whether she even got that or not. You gave me a bum number.
That's her number.
Well, we're gonna have to try again someday.
I texted her before.
Okay. Well, ask Tenny next time you see her. What's going on with your voicemails these days? We got any weird ones in the last
Spanish
couple
with her
of
tomorrow.
months?
So.
Verdad?
I don't know what that means.
Wow! You don't know what verdad means?
I know what a lot of things mean, but that I do not know.
Yeah, verdad means is that like sort of like is that the truth? You being truthful? Real or like really? Like it's got some different. It's got like the technical meaning, but then it's kind of used as a verdad. Like,
Yeah.
are you for real? Is that true? Yeah. All right. You got softball going on. This is just total shock when you said, "Hey, I'm gonna play softball."
I know.
Word?
I've played softball once in my life, and I hated it. I'm pretty sure I
I
cried
think-
at every game.
No, you did not cry. You never cried. You were perfectly fine
I
with the
remember
softball.
hating it in second grade.
You were we've talked about this on the pod before. You were in the wrong league.
Yeah.
You were the youngest. And there were people
Oh,
three
yeah.
grades older. We've talked about this, yes. And you were this
Yes.
tall. You were literally this tall, and the bat was thicker than your legs. I'm not kidding. It's like you're like up there swinging like a human leg for you.
Anyways,
That's pretty good.
I really like
Special
it.
guest on the podcast. Special guest. Special guest.
This is our special
Whoa! Whoa! Special guest got startled. Things are happening around here. Oh man,
Anyways.
sorry podcast viewers. We did not mean to startle you like we startled Tal.
I really like softball.
Well, that's good. Like it enough to go to every single practice and be totally and completely
I
active?
didn't go to one practice. One.
It's all right for me to give you a hard time about it. What position do you think you're going to play?
I kind of want to play third is what I'm thinking.
Hot corner. That's what they call third base. They call it the hot corner. I know they call it the hot corner?
Why?
If somebody rips one, they just drill the ball, guess where it's going? Third base. You got to be ready, got to be on your toes.
Yeah.
Got yourself a face mask for in the field. They require face mask. I don't know
Not
why
in
they don't
middle
do that
school,
in
I don't think
baseball.
they do.
They should. This is a smart thing to put as a requirement because they really are not that expensive. They're easy. They prevent tons of injuries. So, I don't know. Do you have a good enough arm to get it from third base to first base on
I
a line?
feel like I
Zip it?
do.
'Cause it's a long way when you get it to the full-size field like you're on.
I don't know. Well, yeah,
It's a long way.
I mean, I was thinking either third or second. I'm not sure.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, still kind of figuring it out. I like batting.
Everybody likes batting. I mean, that's why people play softball. People don't play softball so they can go hang out in left center field and be like, well, maybe I'll get one today. Well, hopefully I'm paying attention enough to run and somebody hits one in the gap. Yeah. School's good. School's good for me. I got like less than a month left. So that's pretty good.
I
You
think
got
we
like
have
6
30
weeks.
days.
Yeah.
I think
You
it's
got like
exactly
6
30
weeks.
days or something.
I would think that's about right. You got about 2 weeks after we go. So
So excited.
So our number one viewers, Jay and Angela, they had their baby.
Oh my goodness.
What do you know about their baby? Little baby
I know.
Robbie. Ooh, he's not so little though. He's a big boy.
He's pretty cute.
He is pretty cute. Big boy.
Well, he had some troubles when he was born, but
Yeah.
he seems to be getting a lot better now.
True. There were some complications with the birth, requiring a stay in the NICU. Still there, on his way, transitioning from NICU to more standard care to home. So, and I don't know if they'll ever make the jump to actual, like, probably just, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
know.
speculating now on it. But he seems to be doing much better. It was an emergency C-section situation due to very quickly decelerated heart rate and really, really scary and anxiety filled. And did I mention, I think I said scary?
Yeah.
And it's super awesome to see Robbie, see pictures of Robbie and see Robbie eating and see, it's really wonderful. So, and then also this couple's crazy, man. This is my brother Jay. And they also bought a house. They bought a brand new house. Congratulations on the new house. And that
I saw
leads
it yesterday. It looks really cute and pretty.
It does. And so I wrote down, we should talk about on the podcast, what do you think you would want in a house? Because I know what I would want in a house, right? I kind of was able to choose a number of things, luckily enough, because we built a house.
I know a lot of people are like, oh, it would be so fun to have a mansion. I want a mansion when I'm older, but I definitely do not want a really big house.
God.
What?
You don't want a really big house?
No.
What do you think of this place we're living in? Do you think it's a standard house?
No, but like, no, like, you know when people like say like, oh, I want to live in a huge mansion. Like, this is not a huge mansion. This a mansion? This is not a mansion.
It depends
It's
on
a
your
nice
definition.
house.
I wouldn't call it that either. But I think
It's
at the
definitely nicer
risk,
than average, but like, it's not like 8 bedrooms, stuff like that.
correct, only 5.
Oh, we just built one on. Hey, do you know
We
what
are
I
very,
mean?
yes, I do know what you mean. I'm just making sure you take a step back and don't do the always comparing up thing. Right?
know.
Nobody ever feels like they're well off because they never compare themselves to, they only compare themselves to, boy, I wish. But then when they get there, boy, I wish. And when they get there, boy, I wish.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you want in a house? You're going to build a house. You are 24
I want even
years
smaller
old.
than our house. Actually.
Okay. Well,
Like-
certainly if you didn't have 6 people and 2 cats in the family,
Exactly.
you wouldn't
then I
need
don't
this big a
want
house.
big
For sure.
house. Cause I feel like that's just like would be a lot to like take care of if you're just like not that many people in the house. But yeah, I just want like
Like, give me your top 2 things in the house. My house,
I want.
We don't have one here. We really need it.
I don't know.
Yeah, like what's one Smith family
I
household
want-
improvement?
I
that
want
you
a
would-
nice. No, well, I don't. I mean, when I'm older, I also want a nice backyard, but we already have a really nice backyard. But I definitely
Mhm.
want a nice backyard. I don't want to like live on the highway and stuff. I don't like that.
So okay, you like it quiet.
Yeah, quiet and nice.
You don't mind the
backyard.
drive in and out of town every day.
No.
I don't mind it either. It's just second nature at this point, right?
Yeah, used to it.
So yeah, this is a quick. Just gonna run into town quick, and even though that takes 15 minutes, it's
Yeah.
so. What are we improving? What are you gonna?
Improve.
Oh,
I don't know.
I don't know. Okay,
I don't really think about it that much.
I know. Well, that's the whole idea of doing a podcast is to think of stuff and give reactions and answers to it. So
I know. I don't know. My gosh. No, next question then. I don't
Okay.
want-
if we were to improve one thing on this house, what would we add?
Pool.
A pool, like an in-ground pool, or like a pool like neighbors have a pool. An
Either
above
one.
ground. Either one, but you would like a pool. You don't. Okay.
But instead we're getting a deck, which I guess is nice.
Yeah, it's a little bit more practical. We already have a deck. We're just resurfacing the deck.
Yeah.
But that's super expensive. Decks are ridiculous.
Exactly why we can't get a pool, because now we're spending so much money on that.
I got news for you.
Hmm.
Like, the pool is a pool with a deck. So it's the deck price plus
I know.
pool. So you're upset that we're getting a deck and you think we should get a pool instead? I don't know. Start to get a shovel. Start digging.
Meh.
We have plenty of yard. I would let you
All the
dig a
rest-
pit and fill it with water.
All the rest of them would want a hot tub, but I think a pool
Mhm.
would be more fun.
It would be more fun.
Yeah.
I don't want a hot tub.
Me neither.
Not interested in it. Think it. As they say, the juice isn't worth the squeeze.
I'm not a fan of hot tubs.
I like a hot tub.
I'll spend a little bit of time in them, but then I get kind of hot and I end up like sitting on the edge.
And it's not something that you like super look forward to. Like, oh man, I got a hot tub tonight. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, me either. Never have. It's always been fine. So what are you reading? You told me today that you did a lot of reading. So what are you reading?
Oh yeah, I'm reading 2 books at the moment.
Book number 1.
I'm first of all reading The Great Wind or something like that.
Ooh, The Great Wind.
I don't know what it's called. I actually didn't.
Are you positive, thus far from what you know, that it's The Great Wind and not The Great Wind?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, how would you know?
It's about
How would you know?
dust storms, because it's like during the Great Depression.
Ooh, so it's not called Grapes of Wrath.
No, you
Okay.
wouldn't know it. It's the Kirsten Hanna book.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. I wouldn't know it then.
Yep, she's my
I don't
favorite.
mind her. I
She's
know.
my favorite author,
She's good.
and so yeah, I'm reading that one, and then I'm also reading The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo,
Ooh.
and yep,
Uh-huh.
that's
Think you're going to have 7 husbands?
no,
Why not?
no,
Seems better than 6.
no. It seems worse than 1.
Agreed. But if you're going to go, you might as well go, right?
No,
Like, at what number do you think you would be like, okay, seriously,
3.
3? That's it.
Yeah.
But then you meet this awesome guy, and you're still,
Oh my gosh, Dad.
but you're still 45 years old.
Well,
and you got
this-
a lot of life ahead
This
of you.
person married someone when she was like 17.
Yeah, but probably think Alexa's getting married next year.
And then a ton of things
Can you
happened.
imagine?
And she kept like divorcing and remarrying. And then it's like leads to this great mystery at the end. And I don't know what it is yet, but
So is this like for school or no? This is for fun.
no, fun.
Awesome. I'm intrigued. What are you watching? Oh, so I'm reading Hell's Angels by Hunter S. Thompson. And then I'm going to read a Tom Robbins book. Tom Robbins is like quirky, abstract, very interesting writer. He wrote Roadside Attractions, which I really, really liked. And so I'm going to dive back into some Tom Robbins. But Hell's Angels by a guy named Hunter S. Thompson. You ever heard of this guy?
Mm-mm.
You'll learn about Hunter. Alexis learned about Hunter S. Thompson this year, one of her classes. He's like a journalist, but then he coined the phrase gonzo journalism, like with diving into the journalism and reporting as you're experiencing and all these sorts of things. And so I'm just going to say, ran around with the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club, right? The motorcyclists, the gang, motorcycle gang, the Hells Angels. You ever heard of them?
Nope.
Yeah, it's odd that people, when I was your age, I had heard of them and they were pretty popular still. My dad, certainly when he was your age, would 100% have heard of Hells Angels as a motorcycle gang and sort of notorious one. So he was running around with them. So it's really interesting. It's really good. And I love Hunter Thompson. Yeah, he is super, super fun to read. You playing anything? I'm playing a game. You playing a game?
iMessage games.
Yep. What iMessage games are you playing?
All the time. All of them.
All of them. Give me the top 3.
Top 3.
Yep.
8 Ball.
8 Ball. Got a question? 8 Ball. So like 8 Ball is shake it up and then ask it a question and it says signs point to yes.
No, it's
and
like
you shake
pool.
your phone and
It's
it says
pool.
ooh. So ask
It's
again.
pool.
Ask again later.
It's pool.
Okay.
8 Ball. Tanks. It's where you like shoot something from a tank and try and hit the other person's tank. I don't know. It's
Okay. Yeah. No, it's like combat.
Yeah.
There used to be an old game that I played when I was a kid that was called Combat. And it was 2 tanks and that's it. You just
Yep.
aim your thing and shoot. Sometimes it bounce off the walls and other times it wouldn't. And yeah.
And then last one, darts. Like darts, you
Darts.
know? Yeah.
Okay. Which one are you best at? If I was to take you on in an iMessage game, which one are you like? Oh, don't even try.
Tanks.
Tanks? All right. We'll tanks later.
Okay.
I will tanks you. Feel like I'd be pretty good at tanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then for shows, I haven't really been watching shows very recently at all.
What happened to like you were Grey's Anatomying it for a little bit? You were okay. Thanks.
Mom's here, by the way. Thanks for interrupting.
We got the update on what's happening in the upstairs, in the up, as a good friend of ours called.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the up. What happened to Grey's Anatomy, or what happened to what was the other one, like CSI or something?
Oh, Criminal Minds.
That's it.
I watched
Minds.
Criminal Minds the other day.
Okay, but you're kind of just done with that.
I
You've seen
started watching
enough of
Criminal
them?
Minds like once in a while, cause like it's kind of like
Yeah, it's a procedural.
all
Yeah.
episodes are like different, so you can kind of watch them out of order. It doesn't really matter. You can like watch it like 2 years later.
So much of TV used to be this way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so much. That was just how so much of it was. Yeah, like you could miss a week and it was no big deal. Like I didn't see Cheers this week. Oh, it's okay.
I don't think I
Cliff and
mentioned,
Norm will still be
but
there.
I started watching this show and I actually finished it in 2 days. It was called Ginny and Georgia. It was a new show on Netflix and it was really good. I really liked it.
Ginny and Georgia on Netflix. Give me the quick 90-second synopsis of Ginny and Georgia.
So Georgia's the mom and Ginny's her daughter. And basically her mom is a really bad person, but like Ginny doesn't know that. Ginny's a teenager. And her mom like married 2 different guys and they each
At the same time, or no, married, divorced, and remarried?
married, divorced, remarried. And
I thought maybe she was bad because
I
she
don't
was
know if they
fooling
were
people.
I don't know if they were married or just engaged, but
Okay.
then the guy died.
Mm-hmm.
And Ginny's like figuring out what happened, all that, while like also trying to manage like her new school with like her new boyfriend and her new life. And basically George is like does all these things and like starts going crazy, and then
stuff and things and stuff.
Yeah, I kind of can't really say anything without revealing like what happens. So
watch George and Ginny.
Ginny and George.
George and Wheezy.
Okay.
George and Wheezy, they're moving on up, Al. You don't know about George and Wheezy. Okay, so I'm watching Rick and Morty. I love Rick and Morty. It's sort of a terrible show, but it's really funny. Have you heard of Rick and Morty? Do you know Rick and Morty? Mm-hmm. Sort of surprised.
So.
Yeah. And then I'm playing this game. I don't play very often. I don't get much video game time in that way. Called Control. And it's the weirdest, most surreal game I've ever played. It's just super fun. You have like telekinetic powers, but then also you have to like play red light, green light against an actual traffic light that has powers. And like cleanse a pink flamingo and stuff like that. So I mean, you can levitate and yeah, super fun. Weekend preview. It's a big weekend.
Granny just texted me today, and I got super excited because so we're going to Granny's house this weekend, and we've never seen the new house.
And we haven't traveled in 14 months.
Wrong.
And what do you mean wrong?
We've traveled.
Well, we went to a cabin, like by ourselves in the woods.
And I just went to New Ulm.
Yeah, for one night you did.
To Mom's parents, which was fun, by the way. Yep, we didn't really talk about that. But Yep, Alexis toured a college and we went up there. And anyways, but yeah, so we're going there, and I haven't seen Grace.
Cousin Grace.
Since the summer.
No.
And we just hung out for like a couple hours, like outside, not doing much. So I get to have like a sleepover with her this weekend, basically at Granny's house on Saturday night.
Come on.
I'm so excited.
Come on. Thank goodness for vaccinations, right? Science is amazing. Science is so amazing. What are you
waiting for? Get your vaccine.
Yeah. Between baby story and vaccinations. Holy cow. Science.
Alexis got her vaccine too.
Like a scientist when we're applying this. So then I am going to get to see a couple of friends as well. I get to see Chad and Sue and Carrie and Brian, who I only saw outside and for a couple of hours in the past year. And so that's going to be fantastic. And I get to go to visit my favorite brewery, the one that type of beer that I get that is my favorite brewing project in Eau Claire. Yep, and so I get to go visit that, and I'm just so looking forward to it. And other than when we went to the cabin, okay, the whole family was still together, I haven't been anywhere else in 14 months. I haven't been away for one night in 390 days, 400 some days, in which I wasn't with the family.
I think I've only been 3 places.
And so I'm just excited. It's like, oh my gosh, 400 days of you guys in a row with no. Well, okay, so pause. I did have to sleep over at Tim Dale's house because of the snowstorm.
Oh yeah.
I got stranded, so I had to sleep over one time. Yeah. So that's the weekend preview. We're going to have to do a weekend recap. We're going to have to do a quick turnaround on the podcast. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We'll try and get it quickly going here. All right, are we ready? Do you want questions first or special guest first? Questions. I asked one of my students, Adrian. Adrian is super fun and very boisterous and very energetic, and participates and asks all kinds of questions. And he's just the kind of student that just injects energy into anybody. So I'm like, Adrian, questions for the podcast, if you wanted to hear me and my daughter answer anything, he's not going to watch the podcast, but what would you ask us? And crazy Adrian, who cooks live on the virtual class. Every time he's watching my class, he's cooking. As he's listening, he's flipping stuff and chopping stuff and watching. It's just great. He comes up with 2 questions. Are you ready for them?
Yeah.
You got me. Oh, these are, you have to realize, I had to give you the little background there so you would realize the crazy questions that he asked. First one, are human beings good or evil? Adrian, what happened? Where did these questions come from? Good.
I've actually been asked this question before.
On the podcast?
Mm-mm.
No. Okay, so where were you asked it?
I think it was at school for a class. I don't remember which class.
Mm-hmm.
But I said good
Probably
because when a human is born, right, they aren't born evil. They grow up, things influence their brain, and stuff happens to them to make them make that decision to be a bad person.
Okay,
So you're not born and automatically just have an evil mind.
Okay.
That's what I think.
I am just going to let that be as an opinion without giving my retort. I'm going to ask a clarification question.
Okay.
You said they're not born evil, but then they have things and experience things that then maybe make them make bad decisions. What or who does the influencing that then turns them bad? Like lions and spiders and cats?
Other people.
Oh, humans!
But I don't think humans are evil. I think the majority are good.
The majority are good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think.
Okay.
There's definitely a big chunk of bad people out there. But
there are. I'm 100% with you. I could not be more with you in answering definitively that human beings are good, and we can see that if we take a macro view of things and we look at the advancements in society. And did I mention science is awesome? I mentioned that, right? On this podcast, it's the title of the podcast, Science is Awesome. And how much lifespan has improved. Now, if we were evil, lifespans would be getting short. Mm-hmm. Right? Lifespans are improving. We're helping each other. Yeah, we got some lapses. But you are much more likely to live a long life now than 50 years ago, and certainly 50 years before that, and 50 years before that, and 50 years before that, 50 years before that.
Yes.
We have a good progression. Second question, Adrian, the energetic Mr. Energy, I'm going to ask some goofy questions. Here we go. It says question number 2, what's the meaning of life?
Enjoy it.
Enjoy it?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Don't go your whole life. You live one life. And even though people say life is short, it's the longest you'll ever experience, probably, unless heaven, but on earth. It's the longest lifetime that you'll ever experience. So you might as well spend that time doing things you enjoy and just being happy.
Mm-hmm. What do you enjoy? What makes you happy? School?
Other people.
Oh, there we go.
Can't be happy with
other good people.
Good people.
You can be happy without other people.
Yes, true, but I think that's my favorite thing about life is other people.
Do you have anybody in your life that's better than a 7.5?
Hey.
Of course you do. I hope you do. Second special guest. Dun, dun, dun. Hi, everybody. It's me, the Misty.
The other kitty.
Yep.
Hello.
The other kitty. Okay, so those are the questions for the week. And we're running along. We're at a half hour here already. We will have to make our phone call here. Are we ready?
Yes.
Surprise guest this week with a couple of questions. Yes, I have my questions ready there. Let's see if the star of the weekend, Granny, my mom, is around to take a phone call. Uh-oh. Come on, Granny.
Granny.
I'm so nervous. What if Granny's not? What if she doesn't answer? I really thought she'd answer. Granny. Oh,
Is she
no.
eating dinner? Probably not. It's kind of late.
It's 7 o'clock. You can eat dinner at 7 o'clock.
7:20.
She might be out and
Hello?
about.
Kathy, I can't answer.
She got a social
Oh my
calendar.
goodness. Not Granny.
Social
She's
calendar.
busy.
Or should we try Grandpa?
Sure.
Let's try him and see if maybe we can game the system here.
He's not on speaker. Hello?
Thanks, technology. No. He hasn't
Oh.
answered yet. He hasn't answered yet. Need another picture on our wall back here. We only got one.
I know.
We need another one right there.
And now Alexis
Maybe
is working
two.
on what
I
think.
know. Yeah,
She
she's
doesn't want to work
no
with it.
Grandpa either.
Oh my goodness. They must be busy.
They were maybe going to be with Tim and Tina? Don't know.
Not sure.
Don't know. They missed the chance to be live on the podcast. We're gonna have to do a
Sorry.
repeat live on the podcast situation. We'll call them again and we'll do the weekend recap with them on there.
Yeah.
So what do I need to do? Greg Smith Mobile.
Hello?
Well, hello. Who's this?
This is your dad.
Okay, what's going on, my dad?
Well, I couldn't get my phone out fast enough to answer you, so I'm answering you.
Oh,
You
okay.
called me.
I don't think so. I think you called me. I got your name right on here. It says Greg called.
Yeah, I just called right now.
I know. That's why I answered.
I had a phone. Everybody were sitting at Brian's.
Who's everybody? Oh, at Brian's.
They were
Oh,
at
that's
Brian's.
right. You guys were celebrating Grace's birthday.
We were celebrating Grace's birthday, and my phone was ringing, and it rang, and we finally figured out it was mine, and Grace went over and got
Okay,
it.
because we called Granny before. We called Granny first.
You called Granny first. Well, she did not respond at all.
I know. We're well aware because you are, whether you know it or not, live on the ENT podcast.
You're live on the podcast.
No, you are live on the podcast.
Oh, well, just a minute. Grace is getting it.
So I got questions for you, Dad. You're live on the pod. You're the podcast guest for the week.
Just a minute. Let me put you on speaker. I can hear better.